Hey everybody, this is Nook, and welcome to The Sims with Saffisara. My friend Saffisara is very ill, uh, very ill. She's been in bed for 10 days now, and so I wanted to give her something to do while she is laying in bed. So I thought I would do it was going to be a legacy challenge, but I didn't really want her to start out with, a little box and digging for garbage. So I just used actually not even all of her starting funds and built her a little house. So she's single right now, and I am doing what I usually do is have her paint because that is the quickest way to make money that I found. I could be wrong, but. And here comes the welcome wagon, which was really weird because there was only one person that came and nobody even came with a fruitcake, which I thought was really odd. So I don't know if um, that's a new thing or what. I was really surprised. But I had to go out and meet the one lady that came because I wanted her to get some social in because she's out in the middle of nowhere. On Henford on Bagley is where I put her house on the biggest lot there. And there's a little rainbow over in the right hand corner. So I got her to do a little chit chatting with the neighbors and then back to painting because the first couple you don't make any money on. But then after that, it's a really good money maker, which I'm sure 90% of the people know. But uh, so yeah, and this sim looks like my friend Saffisara, and she's from Sweden. So if anybody watches this other than her, please say hi to her in the comments. So what I had done was I went off and I made a male sim. And because I didn't really want her to marry a townie, um, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just didn't. And so I put this guy in a starter home in town, and it was pouring rain, and he was like so scared. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see you later, buddy. And I jumped on, and I swear I came back, and Saffi had a different job, or she had a job, which I didn't give her. And she also had the erratic trait, and I don't remember giving her that either. Actually, why I wouldn't give her that. So it was really weird. So anyway, that's why she took her clothes off while talking to a guy she just met. So I was like, they hit it off, and I was amazed at normally you can't stay at someone's house that long and they get bored. I don't know if it's because he was so scared when I left him like a minute ago or what. But it was really funny. So they were just going at it, and he's flirty and she's a little flirty. And I've never had a couple Sims that like met for 2 minutes and you could actually have them try for a baby. I just never did. So I was like, well, it was there, so, well, I had to click it. So I did. You stop at a stranger's house, have a little talk. yeah, flirt a little and try for a baby. I mean, it's just one of those things. And they had fun, but she had other things to do. She still had painting to do, and she was hungry, so she just left him. Which kind of cracked me up because I realized afterwards, I was like, well, that was kind of abrupt, but it's okay. And I didn't want to try to cook at his house because, yeah, I just didn't. So, and on that stove, she's been making excellent meals, but I also have the lots traits put for homey, so it's cooking, painting, and different things, and it's a micro home too. So, or a tiny house. So she gets extra bonus for anything, actually, any skill that she does, which is really nice. Really, really nice because some of the things went by really fast. So this was her flirty painting she did, which actually it's like a cat and a dog almost, looks like. I have to get her a dishwasher. So, yeah. So I just had her do that and I didn't have her test to see if she was pregnant because I didn't really want to know yet. And I was like, well, okay, well, get some sleep and tomorrow's another day. And then I had her call and invite his name is Fred over when she was ready. And this is too, I think, because she's erratic and she'll just start talking to herself. I don't think that that's a bad thing. I happen to do that when I'm at my own house, so. So we're just gonna follow her around and see what happens. With being pregnant, Sims have to go to the bathroom a lot. They get really hungry. I wanted Fred, to come over, and I figured, well, if she got pregnant, they should get married and start a family, and then that way we already have two incomes coming in because he can go get a job, she can stay home and paint and raise the baby, or vice versa. It depends on what happens. Who knows? Who knows? But see, already, well, she's pregnant, but so she proposed. Saffi was like, I want you. I want you now. And then they decided to just get married right then and there. No big, real big wedding. Well, that was all her. I didn't do that. They really like each other. I mean, they just start necking all over that little tiny house, which we need to make bigger because there's no room for even him there. So they ended up performing the ceremony right where you see him. I did put the wall up, so at least it looks a little nicer. And it's driving me nuts not to have any landscaping around the house. So now they're married and they're going to move in together. He's moving in with her. And he only had like $1,000 in cash. So it didn't even dawn on me that everything that was in the house he was living in went to their combined inventory until I was like, well, okay, they're married. They're both there. They're both, all in the green for their traits and everything. So I thought, well, we'll just add on a bedroom and then get the bedroom for the upcoming baby so I don't forget and do it all at once. And actually, I could do it because in his inventory, I ended up finding all the stuff from the house that he owned, which, again, if you were playing the Real Legacy Challenge, you would minus all that and delete the amount of money. But I'm just,
this is for fun, and it's to keep so that Saffisara has something to watch and something to make her happy. And I think it'll be hard enough. Um, I mean, I'm not going to cheat them any money, any extra money, but I think it'll be hard enough once we have the babies coming and that to keep everything, you know, a little going and kind of singing. So, and so far, it's actually been a lot of fun to play. And I really didn't expect the two of them to hit it off as much as they did. So here, I really just trying to make the house not oversized because I still have it on the tiny lot, but now you get 100 tiles and the bonuses for your skills in that go down quite a bit more. The middle one is kind of the best of both worlds because you have a little bit bigger house. You can have a normal sized bathroom and all that. But with the two of them and the baby, there was no way that I was just happy it still was under 100. So then the baby should learn a little faster too. So, and then he had that little outside chair in the two plots. So it ended up to be kind of nice because they are in the farming community. So we could start planting a little garden or get some baby chicks or cow or llama. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear because we'll have the kids to do the chores. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun playing, and I like slowly decorating the houses too. That's a lot of fun. I like doing them all at once, but when you just add a room at a time and try to make it cohesive, uh, it's really a lot of fun. The baby's room here, I was just trying to find something neutral because I have no idea if it's a boy or girl. And again, I left it really plain because I think I put a potty chair in there and a bed, and I was like, well, hold on a minute. She's still got to go through being pregnant, and then she's got to go through. The baby has to go through, being a baby before it gets to be a toddler, and then we might need a bigger house, or they might need a bigger bedroom. But yeah, so I had plans, but then I was like, I don't need to do this right now. So let's just keep rolling. But again, see if you look up at the top in the blue strip, we still have 9 more tiles that we can use to still keep it a tiny home. So, and I figured, well, any extra would, help and be really nice. So he had a job as, I don't know if it was a writer or what, but so he went off to work and I just had her painting. And then there was a pop up that came up, and I read it coming up once it's here. So I'm going to have to turn this off. And she makes a lot of black paintings.
It's another ho-hum paperwork kind of a day when Fred's boss slams an assignment down on his desk. It's a review for a new cafe opening on the corner. Fred doesn't get to write reviews professionally, so he's surprised by the assignment until he sees the note in the corner. Positive review only. The review is clearly a sham sponsored by the cafe in question. Fred has a clever idea. Why not sneak a code into the review that smart readers can puzzle out into the truth behind this bribe? Or perhaps he should just pay his dues and do the work. No. Fred will be fired. Oh, that's okay.
So I took the honest route, and he did lose his job. It's like, I don't feel right about that. So, yeah. So, and I don't remember what job he had. I don't know. So I made him a writer. Maybe that's what he was before. I don't know. So I made him a writer because the passive income, once you write books, comes in really handy actually when they get older. Because every day you get X amount in your mailbox. Well, if you write books. So I kind of really like that one. So I made him a writer again. And then he had to read a couple books. And his uh, trait is to find the one. So then I noticed, because I've never done that one before, I noticed that he needs to go on 2 dates. So, uh, which I wouldn't have been able to do with him unless they were married or I played him, and I didn't want to do that. So actually, it was turned out nice that they got married, and so then we planned a date after I think she did another painting because he had to read a whole book by the next day, and she still had paintings to do. But the house I think turned out to be a nice size. Eventually, it's going to need another bathroom though, because if you have a toddler plus the 2 adults, then it's nice if you have 2 bathrooms. And if you have one toddler, you have to have two because then they play with each other in The Sims, and it's nicer that way. Unless she has twins, but I don't know. I don't know what happens. And this painting I really liked. Um, I really liked the colors in it, so I was really impressed with it. So it's not a masterpiece. Usually I leave put the masterpieces that the painters make around their own home. But because I liked this one so much, I ended up framing it and putting it on the wall. But it fit on the wall kind of odd, too. I don't know. I might have to shrink it down a little bit. But that wasn't the most important thing I was worried about at the time. So, because I almost sold it, and then I was like, no. But see how high it is on the wall? Plus, the nicer stuff they have around them, then the happier they are too in The Sims. So if they're living in a without stuff around them or really cheap stuff or broken stuff, then they don't learn as fast either, and then they're not happy and all that kind of stuff. So I think this is the part where they go. I had them eat first because they you can never get food there, and I wanted to try to get the date over with as soon as possible. Well, and I actually wanted to have gold a gold date because I don't know. Well, I must have. I mean, they're not that hard. It just depends. Usually, when I do the dates, one of the Sims runs out of juice halfway through. So I wanted to make sure they were as set as they could be before they went on the date, and it ended up working out. It was probably the easiest date. Again, these two just like hug each other and talk, and it's it's really kind of strange because I've never had that where I've had Sims where after a really long time they get to be that way. But I like it because I know it. Um, And I just made them go to a table by themselves because it's just easier that way. And there wasn't a lot of people there, so that was good too. And you just follow the little prompts over on the left hand side and have them do what it tells you to do, which was nice actually because then they became more friends. So it was really a lot of fun watching them together. And they whizzed through this date with a gold uh, award. It was the easiest date I've ever taken some Sims on. It really was. It was just like I said, they get along really, really well, and which is fun. It's actually fun to play like that. And then with the erratic trait, Saffi is actually really funny because all of a sudden she'll do something really goofy, and it just makes you laugh. So it's been fun playing it. I will try to get better so that while I'm playing it, I'm talking through it and not doing a voiceover after it. I will try that next time. It's just, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, and I shot this over a couple days. And so it is what it is. But they ended up with the gold award, and then they were both really tired. And she has really, really bad morning sickness, and she's been pregnant like a day and a half. And she's just, it's actually really funny because she's just a puking everywhere. I feel bad for her. I really do. Because you can just see how miserable she is sometimes. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, but you 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 know, you're the one who wanted to, not me. I didn't click anything. You just jumped into bed with them. So that's just the way it is. But I already had the gold, and but I wanted to get all the things done. And like I said, this one was just having conversation, so it made them better friends. So it's actually really nice that they got to be that way because part of his aspiration is that they have to be best, or well, he's finding the one, so you got to be best friends to in order to do that. And then they just came home, and I took care of their needs, and they ate and then slept. And the next day, because he needed 2 dates to get move on to the next one, and I thought, well, before they have the baby, I wanted to get the dates out of the way because those are, I mean, if you got an infant, it's kind of hard to go on a date. Yeah, I don't want somebody to come take the baby. Don't take my baby. So they cleaned up. I went to bed, and the next morning I got him all ready again. And oh, I had him finish reading his book too. So now when he has to go to work, I think tomorrow, he has all his work done. He didn't get any time to write a book, but that's okay because he's working on his aspiration. And I'm okay with that. See, I didn't do that. He just like walks up to her and they both do that. It's funny. So then they went on another date, this time during the day, and they picked out their favorite chair in the corner. Except this one, Sappy went over to the bar, and I'm like, get over here, girl. We got things to do. But, well, you'll see. Um, so again, this was a really easy date, other than Sappy had some problems while she was there, because I guess because it was morning. And at first I was like, I couldn't find her. I was like, well, where did she go? How do you lose a sim? How do you lose a sim that you're actually controlling? And I just thought that that was hilarious. So they just started the date, and a lot of it is 10 times just having conversations, which with these two, that's actually the hardest part is the conversational part because they all they want to do is end up flown around. So it's actually really funny. But then she ends up going into the bathroom and throwing up. And then she's like all upset that the toilet's dirty. And I'm like, you just threw up. Like it's not anybody else's fault. And he's over here going, well, where did my wife go? Like, we need to get this date over with as fast as possible because this is not going well. So it was really funny. I was laughing so hard, and I'm like, okay, click, click, click. Let's get this done. Let's get her back to the house, and she can puke all she wants. Except the next part of the aspiration is he's got to take his wife on a date. I'm like, oh, here we go. So that was actually really funny because, yeah, she will have to go on dates at night because she can't handle the early morning anything, I guess. So I don't know if she was over there trying to get a glass of water. I didn't even think of that till now. So that was really funny. But they ended up with another gold one, which was really nice. And I couldn't find the darn give back massage button. And so that took a while. And that was actually really funny too. Because I'm like, well, it's got to be here. And then I saw it, and then I went by it, and then I couldn't find it. But yeah, and then this is where I couldn't find her again. And I was like, all right, well, throw up here so you don't mess up your house. So she left both toilets. Oh, gross. I thought it was funny. Strange things make you laugh in The Sims. So, yeah. So they had 2 dates, and then they ended up being best friends, and which was another part of his aspiration. So that was nice, and we ended it with a little woohoo. So, Saffi, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see if I can do a little better on the second part. Bye!